welcome to my first official video for Faith Out on YouTube. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lauren, aka Lo, and I am the host of Faith Out Podcast. Now, initially I started Faith Out Podcast on SoundCloud. I created it as a platform for women, and now it kind of has gone over to women and men, but it's for a platform for women to inspire and encourage one another in our faith and in our daily struggles. I've always found that as human beings, we tend to close up and drift apart from people whenever we're going through something. Whether we failed, whether we're having family troubles, relationship troubles, financial situations, anything, we tend to close up and go in the dark and try and deal with it alone. I found that doesn't always work the best. So I really wanted a place where we can all come together, share our stories, share our wounds with each other, and be able to help heal someone else in the process. So I decided to do a YouTube account because I kind of wanted to be more intimate with you guys. And I was so used to being behind the camera and just doing audio. I wanted to go ahead and show myself, and I feel completely exposed, but that's what this is about. So I'm totally fine with that. And I kind of just wanted to do a little intro video to welcome you. If you have never heard of Faith Out before, that is what we stand for, and I hope that you continue to come to this channel, and I hope that you are moved and inspired and encouraged most of all. I did want to share something with you guys. I was doing a devotional on my YouVersion Bible app called Beauty Marks. Now, usually when I do devotionals, I get caught up in just the verses that it puts out for us, and I never focus on the devotional part itself. And sometimes there's crazy beauty in those devotionals, and then sometimes it doesn't apply, which is totally fine. But for this one, it really, really moved me, and I want to tell you why. When I first started reading Beauty Marks, it spoke faith out to me. Like, that's what I wanted the channel to be about. And it talks about how our scars of everything we've ever endured in life, bad or good, traumatic, it all is a beauty mark because there is so much beauty in our struggles. Now, I know it's so much easier said than done, and in the midst of our struggles, we can't see the beauty, but later on down the line, we will. And I did take a bunch of notes when I was doing it, so I do kind of want to share it with you and what it talks about for beauty marks. So here it goes. The good news is that God longs to transform the scars on your wounded heart into marks of beauty. He can use them to bless the world. Beauty marks are wounds that have been transformed into purpose. They remind you that God is redeeming what you've suffered and can heal you from the inside out. I loved that because I look back on my life and I think of all the crap that I've been through, all the traumatic things that I felt I could never get over. And I'm glad. Like, I'm so glad I went through those things because I feel like I'm able to share it with people and give them hope, help them heal if they haven't healed from it yet. And I just feel there's so much power in being completely open with our lives and our experiences. And like I said before, we tend to close up because we're taught to keep those things to ourselves. We become ashamed, we feel guilty, we feel like we're going to be judged. But really, there are people who won't judge us. There are people who need to hear that very thing to get them through what they're going through. And that's why I think Faith Out, well, that's really why I created Faith Out, because I wanted to be an open book to help people, you know, deal with whatever they're dealing with. And then let's have a conversation about it. Let's be able to talk about it and share our experiences and compare and see how similar we are rather than different. We can never know what someone's going through just by looking at them. And definitely as I've gotten older, I've realized that because you can never judge a book by its cover. And I think it's really important to just be open with yourself. Never feel guilty about what happened to you. Never feel ashamed because God can heal that. He can transform more than we can ever imagine. Now, in the devotional on the app, it got to a really, really meaty part for me. And they talked about how when Jesus rose from the dead, one of the first things he ever did was when he came back to his followers, he said, "Look at my scars." Now, Jesus has the power to do whatever, right? I mean, he's the Son of God. He could have came back with scars gone, completely put together. But he decided to come back with holes in his hands and holes in his feet. And I asked myself, why? He has the power to get rid of it. But Jesus was not ashamed of those scars. It happened to him. He endured that pain. He was put on that cross. He was battered and bruised, and it was his story. But those wounds he got for us. So if we can embrace that same mentality and say, these scars are who I am. It happened to me. I don't have to hide it. I don't have to be ashamed. If we can embrace that, we can find so much beauty. So much beauty. In the devotional, let me actually go to it because it brings up a verse in Luke 24, verse 39. He says, look at my hands and my feet. It is me. He's identifying himself with those. They remember what he was. They remember what it was like watching him on that cross. So he said, if you look at these holes in my hands and these holes in my feet, you will know that it is me who is coming to you. And in that moment reading that, I felt so encouraged. Like, I can be healed. If I embrace these scars that I have, that I'm ashamed to say that I went through, I can be healed. And I'm going to embrace them just like Jesus did. And I'm going to share my story with another sister that I have in life, with another friend, with another guy that I know, because we all may be going through the same exact thing. So I want this Faith Out community to be supportive and encouraging and inspiring. I want to spark conversation between us, and I want us to know no one is judging you here. You are able to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Even if you want to email me things and want me to bring up a topic or discuss something in my next video, please do that. I want to hear from you guys because I want this to be an open conversation where we're not afraid to talk about the things we've been through. And maybe you've gone through something that I haven't, but there's beauty in sharing that. There's such beauty in sharing that, and there's such empowerment in sharing that as well. So I definitely just wanted to come on here and introduce myself and introduce what Faith Out is. And I hope that you can continue on this journey with me, launch forward in embracing our lives and what we've been through, and know that we are so much stronger than what has happened to us. And if we continue to be open with ourselves and open with each other, we can come such a long way and be crazy inspired to just change the world, really. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.